Hello and welcome to the finale, the coup de grace, the end. This is the end, and it's going to be a tough challenge for me. This is the match against Komodo, and it's the fourth and last game. I won the first one when I had very good odds. The second one I drew, which had the same odds as this game. Very exciting encounter, but I was certainly under pressure in the second one. And unfortunately for me, I lost the game this morning, even though I was doing very well, even coming into what could nearly be an ending, and possibly I should have won. Certainly should have probably got a draw. But we are now here facing the almighty Komodo, the strongest chess computer on the scene. Very, very just amazing player. I mean, Komodo's coming up with some amazing ideas against me. In the last game, it sacrificed the exchange rather than going a pawn down with a passive position. So showing a bit of flair, actually, Komodo. Showing some style, and not what I'm used to from a chess computer. They just get better and better. I mean, it's not going to be long until we're going to have a 4,500 FIDE rated computer, and it's just going to laugh at us, the human race. But I am going to do my best. I'm going to have a go. I'm going to come at him, and I'm going to keep trying my best. I'm literally just going to have a punt. I'm going to go for the win. I want to win this match. It's all on the last game. We are now equal in the match, and anything is possible. All I need to do is win one game. That's all I need to do. Now, if I draw, I draw the match. If I lose the match. There's quite a bit of pressure, and I honestly think this odds we see here is my worst odds for me. I'm exchange up, yes. As you can see, I have the rook for the knight, but the rooks only come in the game later on, so somehow I've got to survive the early middle game, and this is not going to be easy, but I will do my absolute best, and I will have a crack, because I want to beat this thing and I want to win this match, so I'm going to try. Now, I am a bit cream-crackered. Do you know what that means? Anyone know what that means? That is Cockney rhyming slang. Cockney rhyming slang is a dialect in London where you make things rhyme with something else, and cream crackered means knackered. So I'm a bit tired. Oh, I haven't got E3. What the hell was that? Why is E3 being played? That wasn't me. I'm not playing E3. I'm white here, aren't I? I've got the white pieces, I believe. Okay, I hope so. A move just appeared on the board there. I wasn't sure what happened. I hope I've got the white pieces here. That's what I was assuming. Otherwise, I'll be in a lot of trouble being exchanged down against Komodo. I think probably just Komodo's making sure he can make some moves. And we will get started very soon. So I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to keep my energy levels up with some artificial coffee. Only way to do it. It's 9 o'clock PM here. I'm not looking at the chess.com TV stuff because I'm not allowed to get any hints. I'm not looking at any chat. So it's just me versus the machine. I will commentate as I go along, as I have been. And I'll just have a crack. So, right. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do this, machine. Terminator, you're going down. Okay, so I'm going to start with knight to f3, as I did in the game yesterday evening. Because I thought I got a decent position. It was a very tactical game. That one, I was actually a whole rook up at one point after Komodo sacrificing another piece. So that was, and I had to defend some real dangerous attack. So I'm wondering how this game's going to go. Now, one thing I don't want to do, I was thinking what openings to play. I'm not going to I'm not going to move a bit quicker now because I've been time trouble in the last game, and that made me miss some quite. Well, I think some draws that I would have seen on a better day. Now, what openings do you play when you haven't got a knight on b1? Well, I don't think you play the English because you need your knight on c3. I don't think you play e4 because in a lot of Rule Lopez positions, you need your knight on c3. So it makes more sense to play a setup with d4 and to try to make the rook on b1 useful with b4. So logically speaking, I'm going to try to set up with d4, bishop d3, b4, bishop b2. I'm going to try to castle and play c4. This is my strategy, and we're going to wait and see how Komodo plays against this strategy. So I'm not going to get... I mean, rather than the morning game where I came with a bit of an attack against my opponent, I tried to pressurize my opponent, but when he had to give up the exchange and I was exchange up, I actually made one mistake and that was it. Can't make any mistakes in this game. I'm doubtful I'm going to get an attack early on in this game. It's going to be tough. I'm just going to have to basically be in for the long haul. It might get tactical at some moment, but I've really got to avoid making mistakes. This is the key. Hence the coffee. And I have, as I said many times before, I've got my machine. It's called the Tassimo coffee machine, and that's probably, well, that's the only machine I've got that's going to help me in this battle. Is it up to Komodo's strength? I don't think so. Now, really, I'm just the warm-up act for the big match I think we have planned on chess.com, which is going to be a brilliant match to watch. After this, a lot of players already played Komodo and not done so well. And they've all been GMs, I think. We've all sort of struggled. But the big match... There might be Michalewski playing, who's a very strong Grandmaster, and after Michalewski, the one and only Hikaru Nakamura. Now, I'm out of my preparation already. Ho, 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 Merry blooming Christmas. Okay, well, that's all right. I mean, it's just a move, isn't it? I can't be scared about this. So, Nakamura will be playing against Komodo, and I don't think they're giving Nakamura an exchange head start, because he's in a different league to me. Okay, so... this g6 going for a King's Indian setup, quite intriguing. Now, do I play b4 and bishop b2, or do I just take a stake in the centre with d4? I think I will probably just play d4 here, play some natural looking moves. And again, I don't want to spend too long in the opening this time on obvious moves, so I'm just going to play d4. I want to save my time for when it gets critical later on. Going to have to play d4 at some point or other. I don't want to give the centre away to my opponent. Quite possibly I will play the move b4 still. This could be a likely move for me to play. But so far I'm just going to try to develop in a very sensible way. So I'm just going to try to move my bishop, get my pieces all castled, and then see what happens. And of course, in order to win the match, I need to win this game. So this is the big one. And... will draw the match, but I don't think either me or Komodo want to have a draw if we can help it. So it's quite a weird material start. As you can see, I don't have my knight. Komodo doesn't have his rook, so we can't castle queenside. So I expect both of us are going to try to castle kingside here. I was wondering if should I push Harry out the board and just go mental? Should I just go bonkers and say to hell with it? I'm gonna play like a class A lunatic. Against a human, I might do that, but against the great Komodo, you saw what happened in the last game when things got a bit tactical. I got absolutely bamboozled. I got totally bamboozled. So I don't think I'm going to do that here. I'm just going to try to play sensible. Okay, so where does my bishop want to go? Now. Sometimes the bishop on this square is not so good. Can I even just go... Can I play c4 here, though? Can I just go for c4? Is that a natural way to play? Or even b4, so I can try to get good control of this square here, e5. So let me just think about my possibilities here. I've just got to think of the best setup, because obviously this is a bit of a slightly obscure... position. c4, b4, or develop a piece. I think bishop e2 makes more sense. Now c4 gaining some space in the centre makes quite a lot of sense to me. Quite a logical move. So does b4 as well. b4, d5. My opponent could play. I don't know. Do I want to allow this? Then I can go bishop b2 and play like this. So obviously want to put up a very good fight in this game. I want to make it. I want to take him down. So I just want to get the good setup. Starts well here. c4 looks very natural. Okay, let's play in a traditional way. I'm going to play c4. If I want to win the game, I've got to play for space. I've got to play normal chess. So I'm not going to play too defensively. If I want to win, I need to, like I did in the previous games when I won, you can't play scared. So I'm going to play normal, natural, logical moves. And if I can gain space in the center, look, I'm going to do it. So hence c4. Now, I expect my opponent will try to continue with some manner like this, which is when I will probably put my bishop on b2. And that's my attention, of course. So d6, I'll probably go b4. Like I say, I can't play too much fear. I'll play b4 and bishop b2. And try to hold e5 for as long as possible. Go bishop e2, castle, and then try to just pawn storm. One thing I need to do, as I have rooks work well on open lines, I need to try to create some open lines somehow. And I'm sure Komodo is not going to allow this. Now, the other idea is if d6, I'm wondering if I can grab the pawn. That is indeed something I'd probably do. Just have no fear, grab the pawn. Okay, so b4 and bishop b2. Can I continue like this? Why not? Why not? Why shouldn't I play like this? Let's take the game to him. This critical last encounter. Let's go. At least I get a space advantage then. I maybe could develop my bishop, but my king is in no danger here. Knight e4, bishop b2. Do I worry about anything like this? No, of course I don't. I'm going b4. I'm going b4, and I'm trying to not move so slowly at the start. Only move when it gets critical. And my idea, bishop b2, continue, get my king castled, and then hopefully I can use my pawn mass on the queen side. This is my logical way to play. And let's see how this goes. It's going to be tough, though. I mean, the other idea I had, I mean, at some point I could just try to grab a pawn, because the reason, one of the things about not having a rook on a8 is that the pawn on a7 is actually quite weak, and if I want to win this game, I'm gonna have to start stealing pawns at some point. So going queen a4 and taking on a7 is not entirely strange idea, and unless I get my queen trap. But if I want to win the game, I'm gonna have to take some risks. And look, I want to win this game. I'm gonna have to take some risks. Better to go down with a fight than to go down meekly. Let's go down punching at least, Let's not go down meekly. Oh well, I mean, come on, I don't want to go down. That's a bit negative talk there. I want to win the game. So okay. So time situation. The only thing I can see in the chat is the time. It would of course be nice to see the time on the board, but as I'm relaying the moves here while commentating, it makes the job a bit harder commentating at the same time, I'd say, because you can't get quite as much into the zone, and you wouldn't believe how tiring it is, because every move you're double, triple, quadruple checking, you're commentating on your ideas, you're telling your ideas. Don't you just love the way I've got getting my excuses in so early? You've got to get your excuses in while they're right. No, come on, Williams, have a better attitude, win. Okay, so well, my setup looks very natural, but as I've seen it in all the other games, the opening is not so important. And actually, this could be quite a theme that you guys might find in your own games. Too many lower rated players concentrate so much on the opening, and I'll give you a little secret. The opening's not that important. Okay, it can help you, but you should just play an opening. It gets you kind of position you like. And this is what a lot of people don't do. They don't play openings that they enjoy playing. If you're trying to learn, play openings you enjoy. It's simple. And because most things don't happen in the opening, you're very rarely going to win or lose a game in the opening. You're going to lose it or win it in the middle game or ending, as this game will be decided. It won't be decided in the opening unless I drop a piece, which I hope I don't do. It's going to be decided later on when things get murky. And I'm going to try not to obviously get involved in as many tactics as I have done in some of the previous games. But I say that now. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. And I said that in the game 2 games ago, and it got involved in so many tactics. But look, let's just see what happens. So Komodo having a long think here, which is good because it gives me time to fill up another coffee with my machine, my monster. And yeah, I mean, I have to be honest, the last game I was quite annoyed with that one. I've never been so annoyed in my life about losing to a machine as I did in that last one, because I knew I was doing well, but you know, it's to be done. And I did say I might chop off this weird thing if I lose this game. You see that thing that's been growing on my head? It's not actually a big load of fungi or something. It's just I haven't got to hairdressers in about a month. My hair's getting out of control, and it's so much easier to do it like this. As simple as that. And I quite like looking like a samurai. Hopefully not a yuppie, if you know what yuppies are. Yuppies were disgusting human beings who lived in the 80s, who tried to make as much money in the stock market as they could, and blah blah blah. So I'm trying to, chess yuppie or chess samurai. Samurai sounds cooler, doesn't it? Why is he thinking so long? Come on, Komodo. And don't tell me that Komodo hasn't taken... Okay, let's just see. I want to do a little challenge about the clock times. Maybe someone else can test this. D6, okay. Now, what's going on with the clock times? How long did Komodo take on that move? It seemed like an eternity to me. Probably wasn't. Okay, so logically thinking, what do I have to watch out for? Nothing at the moment, I feel. Bishop b2. Before I get involved with stuff, I want to finish my development and get my king castled. So something like bishop b2, bishop e2 or d3, and castle. And then I can start thinking about activity. So bishop b2, do I need to think any longer? Has he got c5? Some tactical ideas? No, I don't think he has. So bishop b2 is going to be played here. And yes, I haven't castled yet. I'm hoping I don't get killed in my bed. That would be most embarrassing. It's never enjoyable to be killed in your bed. And I hope I don't get hit by some tactical storm with c5. The problem is when you play Komodo, I just don't understand how anything can be so strong at chess. I mean, until I've commentated and watched Komodo's play, Komodo comes out with ideas that I think even Magnus would struggle with. And it can play practically. This is one thing that I didn't realise chess computers can do so well. It's simply an astonishing computer. And the one thing that when you realise you're human, you try playing Komodo yourself at the same odds as me, you'll realise that you get a bit afraid because you know at some point it will come up with a move that you don't understand that could start a tactical sequence that it's seen 40 moves deep. In the last game, it announced checkmate in 65 moves or something obscene. I mean, can you imagine that? You're playing someone and they say, you know, in the old days, you used to be able to say to your opponent, I announced checkmate in 5 moves. It'd be really weird if someone did that nowadays, but you used to be able to do this in the old days. Can you imagine if someone said, I announced checkmate in 65 moves? Well, you know, you'd be like, you obviously need to be in a mental institute rather than a chessboard. So anyway, let's just see. My aim now is just to simply get castled. I want to go bishop e2. I think my bishop is safer on e2 because at some point my opponent, the dragon, might play e5, e4, and then my bishop in these types of structures can be a target on d3. It's not attacking because I'm hitting the pawn on g6. So always think about where your pieces are best placed. My bishop. Okay, maybe it's better outside the pawn structure, like somewhere like f4, but then it could be a target there. So if I can get bishop e2 and castles in without allowing any tactical sequence, then I'm going to be feeling a lot more comfortable. So time for my machine to go back into action. Time to get the coffee on the roll again. Let's see. So okay, so Komodo taking a lot of time in the opening today, which is good, and I'm playing a lot quicker. Now I did mention moves like c5 I have to watch out for. I mean, there's ideas of stuff like knight e4, c5, and then if I take my b pawn, queen a5 check. This kind of malarkey that I have to keep my eyes open for. Maybe if the knight comes into e4, I will put my bishop on d3 because then it has a point. But I'm hoping if he goes c5, I'm just going to go d takes c5 and a queen exchange. I get an open file. It's good for my rook, so I exchange queens. And obviously if I can get to an ending and keep my advantage until the ending, then I will have very good chances of converting as long as I don't spend too much time. So again, this is my strategy. Going to do it for the human race, or maybe not, but we'll see. I'll try. So you have to think, it's been 5 hours of commentary today and 5 hours of playing, same yesterday. And I think Nakamura's odds, what I've heard, is going to be something like Nakamura has 4 tempo, no material advantage though, but 4 tempo, but he can't put a piece past the 5th rank. I mean, Nakamura's a fantastic player, but this computer, I don't know, it's going to be a very, very interesting match, that one. And I hope I get a chance to commentate or watch the match. So Komodo has maybe fallen asleep at the board. Maybe Komodo, the nerves are getting to Komodo a little bit. He's getting a little bit jittery. He realises this is the last match, and he's getting a little bit afraid of losing to some patzer with stupid hair. That'll be a major embarrassment for the strongest computer in the world. Okay, so and the other thing you have to think, you know, it's a lot to do with psychology, because in the last game I'm clearly doing well, and I might have played a lot better if I knew I was playing a human there. But as I'm playing a computer, I played this move Queen c6 in the last game, which was a disgusting move. Wow, this is a move, a similar idea I've actually played in the Dutch defence, funnily enough. I played this against Boris Gelfand when I had a knight on e4 against the same structure. Now, I'm not going to take that one because that pawn will be weak. So it's a toss-up between a3 and b5. And b5 looks so logical that I'm not going to think too much on this. So b5, I can support this with a4, and I don't think I have too much to concern myself about. So I'm going to go b5 and not take too long. No point taking any extra time there. A3 is a bit of a negative move. If I can, at least I got this avalanche on the queen side now. And one important thing I think I found against a computer is not to give the computer too much space and try to suffocate it as much as you can if you get a chance, because as soon as the computer gets freedom to maneuver its pieces, it's trying to create some mischief already, then things could really go wrong. Okay, so it's trying to create, so logical idea here would be a4 and then take the a pawn. Yes, he does get a passed a pawn, but I don't see why that'd be scary. So what's his idea here? What is the idea? I mean, if a4 is not a good move, I'll be amazed. I don't want to take my c pawn in positions if I can help it, because then I give away control of the d5 square. And you can imagine if he sits a knight or a bishop on d5, then it's not so nice. So I'd rather keep a centre, keep my pawn here. So I'm going to go a4. Let's not play with any fear or hesitation. a4. Let's play natural, good moves. And at least I can try to keep a space edge. Now, I guess he might try to get some pressure against this. Am I worried about that? Don't think so. I think I'll just continue my development. Bishop e2, castles, and I always have rook c1. So Komodo's plan might be to put a knight on b6 and a bishop on c4. Something like this could be his plan, to try and target some of my pawns here. So that could be the plan that Komodo's decided upon here. Now, if bishop e6 at some point, now I can always flick in a knight g5. Maybe I'll play that straight away even. So does he go knight d7 first? Well, if he goes knight d7, I may even just take on c6 then, because I didn't want to take on c6 immediately because I thought his knight comes into the game. Maybe I could have even taken on c6 last move. It wouldn't have been so ridiculous. But the way I'm playing is such a human way of playing. I mean, I don't know many humans who wouldn't play in this way. I mean, tell me if I'm doing something wrong, but I wouldn't know anyway because I'm not listening to the chat. But I mean, how many humans wouldn't play in this way? So let's just keep it under control. I can take here later on. I don't need to rush into this at the moment. I can have options. And then I will have very useful maybe open B line if I can take here and he has to take with a pawn. I mean, I don't want to give away... I don't want to allow a knight to sit in this square. So I'm kind of thinking I can consider taking on c6 now, but only when my opponent has to take with a pawn. Because then, like I said, rooks work well on open lines. I have one open line to continue on. But more importantly here, I think it is just to, first of all, before, you know, in chess, this is another decent tip for you guys. I mean, like I see a lot of players, you know, who are just starting out in chess, and they try to attack from move 1, you know, or from very early on in the game. And it's okay, you can play like that, but only when, you know, when you get maybe to a higher standard, because it's so important in chess to have a good foundation before you do anything. So get your king castle, develop all your pieces, that then consider an option. Don't think of crazy ideas too early. I'm really being a big hypocrite here because basically I'm a lunatic in the opening. So I'm not really, you know, I mean, I don't do that myself, but you know, that's what I'm told you're supposed to do. I'm a good preacher, but I'm not a good player. That's my problem. Okay, right. So what's Komodo doing now? So how many cups of coffee I've had today? But if I start shaking, and if I start running around the room, then it's not because I'm having a panic attack. It's because I'm caffeined up to my eyeballs. And I really hope the FIDE crew don't come over to my house, knock on my door and demand a drug test, because I don't know, I mean, like they do this now in chess tournaments. They drug test you, and is caffeine illegal? I mean, what's the law with caffeine? I don't know. Right. So as expected, my opponent may be aiming to go e5, but if he ever plays that, I just take on e5. So this is not a threat at the moment. So it's a mysterious move. Now bishop e2, if he goes bishop f5, my rook can come to here. So I'm not going to spend too much time. I don't want to put my bishop on d3. That'd be a silly square for the piece. So I'm going to go bishop d3 and finish my development, and then only then consider some options. So no point trying other moves first. So just bishop e2. Rook e8. I mean, what's Komodo's plan here? I've kind of given up trying to work out Komodo's plans because I never get it right. So I'm just going to try to consider not making bad moves, keeping the pressure on, and just playing a logical chess. When I need to calculate. That's the idea. First time in a match I've had a time advantage. Not that it matters at all to Komodo. You will not see Komodo losing on time. I'm actually surprised I've spent 5 minutes on these moves. I should have done this a bit quicker, even. Okay, so what's coming next then? I mean, it's nice having a space advantage, actually. This is quite pleasant. I mean, I should be happy the way the opening's gone, but as I realised in the last game, it means very little. Because when the tactics start happening, you've got to be awake. You can't be cream crackered like me. You've got to put on your suit and whistle and get cracking. Cockney rhyming slam again. And there's some moves that I couldn't Adam and Eve believe, and we'll see if we get more Adam and Eves later on. moves. Okay, and right. Okay, so he's trying to do this. No, I didn't see why my rook wasn't okay on c1 in these positions. Of course, the other possibility is he going to go e5 and then knight somewhere? Knight d7? Don't believe it. I mean, I could go bishop d3. But I don't necessarily see why my rook is on a bad square here. Bishop d3 is interesting. Knight e4 is a bit of a pain. Do I have g4 in that position? Okay, I'm going to play rook c1. I'll keep to my strategy of bishop d3. I mean, exchanging those bishops certainly should improve my position, I think. I feel the more exchanges, the better. But I'm just going to stick to my strategy of not spending too much time on moves that look quite logical to me. I'm going to let my opponent do all the thinking and work out how to get in the game. I'm just going to castle and play logical, sensible stuff. Why spend a lot of time? My new strategy here. And I want to take this. I so much want to win this match. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, in this kind of structure, I have... what am I trying to do? Well, I'm going to try to castle. And then maybe I will play bishop d3. But I might play little moves like h3 first. And maybe even a knight h4 at some point. Trying to capture his bishop. My queen might be very reasonably placed on the b3 square, and then my rook might be well placed on d1. So I'm just trying to think how to finish the coordination of my pieces and find the best squares for them. So queen on b3, rook on d1, pawn on h3. Just a Petrosian-like move could be my plan of development, and that's as far as I see. I certainly don't see 65 move checkmates as just insanity. Okay. So, if you're a betting man, what would you bet? I wouldn't ever bet on, I don't know, an exchange up. Come on, I've got to remember that. If I was playing a human, I'd be very happy in this position. Maybe Komodo's idea was to, well, force my rook here, so if I ever open up the b file, I'm not going to be able to take control of it immediately. So I expect, I mean, if he goes knight bd7, I might be very tempted to start doing some calculation with knight h4. It might be time to start calculating them, because if I can pick up this bishop for my knight, it's got to help me. Okay, God, he's making me calculate. I was hoping he didn't do that. And he goes and does it, of course. Okay, so knight h4. Now bishop e4, I go f3. But he goes bishop e6 there, I'm assuming. And I can't play the move d5, or can I? He can take on d5, pawn takes d5. Now if knight takes d5, I actually get rid of the bishops, and I don't mind that sacrificial idea. But what if bishop takes d5 in that position? Do I have a good continuation? I can't take on f6 winning piece because the knight takes f6. So I mean... Is he going to go e5 next move? Well, if he goes e5 next move, I will take, I get an open d line. Is he going knight b6 next move? That makes a lot of sense. But then I continue my plan, probably. Maybe I keep my knight here, because if bishop e6, I always have knight g5. So castling looks so logical here. I'm not going to consider anything else. So I'm not going to get involved with knight h4s yet. I'm going to get my king castle then. Keeping to my idea and playing quickly. I'm not going to play as much nerves as the last game. And here now, the problem is I don't think he can really play knight b6 because he has this actually a5 move. This pawn on a5 could become a bit of a liability for my opponent in a number of structures. It could just be a target that I can simply attack. I think the move that he should be and will play is e5. But then, like I say, I take on e5. He does get the c5 square, but I open up a line towards on the d file, and my rooks should enjoy that. The other thing is after e5 though, this is an important c5 square. Do I want to give it away? I do get an open line. How good is that? I'm not sure. Well, I take pawn takes, and you can always reroute his bishop and cover these squares very well. So e5 is certainly the move I'd play if I was black here, I think. Just e5, because then at least he can move out of his passivity. And I have some decisions to make after the move e5. Do I take it? Can I play c5? Can I play d5? I have decisions that I need to calculate. I mean, c5 would be an incredibly thematic move. e5, c5. But then he might go e4, and then I have knight h5 unless my knight gets trapped. Well, here I can move my knight, and he goes d5, but then I come on the b file, and it'd be, yeah, I like that. I like c5 against e5. I think e5, c5. I like this idea. I mean, again, it's when it starts getting a bit tactical like this that things go wrong, but we can't play too much fear. Got to do it for humanity. Humanity. Got to do it. Got to win this one. And I'm running out of coffee here as well. I just realised my coffee machine, it's doing these machines stick together. It's actually run out of water, and I don't think I'm going to have time to go and fill it up with water. So I might have to be coffeeless. And as soon as the caffeine starts going, I might just. I mean, I'm somehow I don't think Komodo's going to get as fatigued as myself. But okay, let's see. So far I'm happy, but I've kept him under control. I've got some space advantage, and I haven't allowed any tactics to occur. So I must be happy with this. And I mean, I've got a lot of ideas here. Even a move like Queen E1 doesn't look completely ridiculous with the idea of going bishop to C3 and really trying to say, Komodo, why did you put your pawn on A5? Structurally, I'm not sure. I'll be honest, I'm not sure structurally about Komodo's play here. Oh, I don't want to criticise the great one. It's like saying to Magnus Carlsen, Magnus, in that ending, I wasn't sure you should have played that. It didn't look right to me, Magnus. No, I think you played the ending really badly, Magnus. Look, take lessons from me. You know, I clearly know the ending a lot better than you, Magnus. You know, I think I just better be quiet about my suggestions. Okay. It's nice to have a time edge for a start, though. All on this match. Okay, well, and the thing is, if my opponent ever plays knight e4, I think I will very quickly play knight d2. And okay, he can get a hold on the e4 square by moving his other knight here, but then I start exchanging. I exchange on e4, I maybe play f3, I maybe play e4 myself, and I get more space. So something like knight e4 certainly doesn't move me. So I should actually be spending more time now on the move e5. Because if he doesn't go e5, how does he try to get active? And if he doesn't get active, I'm okay. I mean, is the move c5 possible? There's something ugly about the move c5. I mean, I can go then knight h4 and d5 for a start. No, c5 is positionally just an ugly move. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me for some reason. Okay, so I'm happy at the moment. So let me just do a bit of calculation on e5, see if I got anything stronger. Well, e5, the other thing I can do, I mean, the thing I should calculate is if I can take it and go knight takes e5. Can I play that? I mean, tactically, that might work. If I just win the pawn, I can take, and if pawn takes e5, knight takes e5. Because then if he takes with his knight on e5, I go queen takes d8, rook takes d8, bishop takes e5. I've won a pawn. He can come in to d2 with his rook. But then I have rook d1. If he takes on e2, I have rook d8 check, and that would be winning. So e5, pawn takes e5. He can then go knight g4. This is a kind of a common theme in this type of stuff. But I can go queen takes d6 and try to win a pawn. For some reason, I don't think e5 is working. So this is why I think Komodo's taking a lot of time. He's not necessarily so comfortable with his position here, but he's managed to keep all the pieces on the board, and he's going to wait until... Well, he's going to probably wait until I make a mistake. Forbid. Please, no mistakes, Simon. Not today. Not of all games. And again, now I should start thinking about my own ideas. I'm going to start looking at knight h4, bishop e6, any tactical ideas with d5 there now. So let me just have a look at that. If it was my move. So, I mean, Bobby Fischer, the best ever chess player in America. Who knows if Nakamura could become world champion? It's possible. We don't know yet. He's a great player. But Bobby Fischer, he was famous for when it was his opponent's move, for trying to work out, oh, he's gone and played it. I said it was an ugly move, and of course, he's played it. Unbelievable. Bobby Fischer was famous for thinking his opponent's move. Okay, he's going for a very closed position. Which, now, d5, yes, okay, I do have weak pawns, but he has weak pawn as well. And it's very closed position. I should be happy the more it closes up. Now, I never take this pawn because the knight takes. Now, what's wrong with knight here? Let's have a think. Knight here, trying to get this piece. It's a closed position. Do I want to be doing this? Well, I think knight e4 is his idea. But then I just take and go f3. I don't understand. Knight here, does he take on d4? I take on f5 and I take with the e-pawn. And he goes e5, something like this. Don't really believe that either somehow. Do I play d5 or do I play knight h4? This is clearly a toss up between these moves, d5 and knight h4. Well, knight h4 is the more tactically minded one. And if pawn takes pawn, I cannot be afraid of this position, surely. Because I have c5, c6 coming. It should be monstrous for me. So if here, he has to do something like knight e4, but then, well, I always take and have f3, unless I'm missing something. f3 straight away, of course. Okay, I'm going to grab myself a bishop. I'm not going to spend any longer on this. I'm just going to play with confidence. Knight h4. Grab myself that bishop and go d5 if I get a chance. Close the position down. I don't have to rush with the move d5 as well. I can try to maybe do a little bit of probing with my bishop. Not sure if that was the correct choice, but it seems very logical to me. And for the first time, we have a closed structure. And we're not seeing a lot of these in the games. If he goes e6 here, maybe he can play e6. It's not a human move, this move e6, because his bishop looks trapped, but as we certainly realise, I'm not playing a human. So knight h4, trying to grab this bishop. If he ever goes knight b6, then he's going to have problems with his pawn, so his knight's not going to find a good square. And I want to force him to play b6 for some reason. If I can force him to play b6 and even put my bishop over there, this would clearly benefit me. So, but another thing I've got to bear in mind is rooks work well on open lines. I'm not getting many open lines. But I don't want to take on c5 because knight takes c5. His knight sits on that square and it's positionally disgusting. So I can't take on c5. I can keep the tension a bit longer maybe, but I certainly can't take on c5. This would be a big mistake. Okay. So got to try to stop his activity. This should be the way I'm playing this. Stop him getting active. You know, try to extinguish his play. Don't allow any activity. Now, if he takes here, I take here and e5. I'm hoping I can go c5, c6. Because then I should be able to do this. Okay, he's played a move by the looks of it. What's he played? What has he played? He's played e6. It's the kind of move I thought he might play, you see. Just trying to move his knight to attack my knight. Now f3 is what I want to play here. G4 doesn't work because the knight takes G4. I don't want to get into a messy position. It'd be crazy to start creating mess here. I mean, it'd be suicidal to start playing mess. So bishop f3, and he either moves his knight or bishop to e4. If knight to e4, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, rook takes probably. And then I can play just something like queen here. I like f3, but then he maybe pops his bishop out and starts annoying my pawn there. So I'm just taking a little bit of extra time on this one. Maybe a sensible way is to take this one and then go bishop f3. And if his knight comes in, I'd take off that one as well. Rook takes, how is this? Queen d2, this position. So I'm threatening to move my pawn and swapping off more pieces. Then he goes maybe there, knight here, I take here. Well, I think I'm going to... I don't want to go f3 actually. I mean, it might be okay, but it just allows him something to nibble on. And I'm just going to take his bishop. I'm going to simply take the bishop and try to go something along the lines of bishop to f3 here. I don't want to make any weaknesses with my pawns if I can help it. And you know, maybe now I don't go d5 so quickly, because what plan do I have? You know, I don't have a clear-cut plan. So this is why he's so clever. So I think bishop f3. If knight here, I will take that knight. Rook takes. I mean, I can go queen d2 first, but then he takes here. Knight here, takes, rook takes, and then queen d2, and things are looking good. Okay, let's do it. Bishop f3. Okay, so bishop f3 makes a lot of sense, I feel. And if knight e4, I'm gonna trade some more pieces. I can get rid of this one, and if rook takes, I go queen d2. I mean, I think actually my idea of going d5 was, now that his pawn's come here, is a horrible idea. My idea should simply be, at the right moment, either to allow him to take on d4, when I can take back and get a past c pawn. Should be great. Or I can prepare with moves like queen d2 and rook d1, the opening of the d file for my rook. If I want to win this game, I can't close everything up. I need to keep some lines open. So that's my new idea, to go. I think queen d2, when again, I don't like his pawn on a5. I don't know, this pawn on a5 doesn't seem to fit in with the position. So he's gone here. Now I'm not going to let that knight sit there. My bishop's never... I'm going to take it. No reason to think. And after rook takes, I want to go queen d2. And his knight... As long as his knight doesn't find a good square. I wanted to take this before his knight comes in as well. So rook takes, queen d2 is the way I want to play this. Now queen f6 tricks, something like rook c2 should be fine. And this pawn on a5 is a very useful little target for me to attack. And the thing is, if I go queen d2, if he ever plays b6, at least his knight can't move to that square now. So that will make me a lot happier. So my positional plan here is very simple chess. Okay, if he takes to the pawn, he can dream of he is taking with a pawn. I say dream again in attack. Maybe this is how he's going to play this position. He's going to try to throw everything at my king. Now that would not surprise me somehow. Okay, I'm gonna have to avoid getting checkmated if that happens. Okay, Queen D2. Can that be a bad move? No, it can't possibly be a bad move. It attacks this. I threaten to exchange more pieces. If Queen G5, he's not going to mate me yet. I may even have... Don't like F4, it's a bit too much. But if I take here, knight here, I can even take that knight off. But he takes here, queen takes, then knight E5. Coming in here with check. But here, queen here, I just go rook to this square. How's he going to bring any more pieces to attack me? Well, I'm sure we'll find out. Okay, Queen D2. And my idea at the right moment is to play Rook D1 and take this one. That's my idea. So, if he takes on D4, I really want to take with a pawn. So I can go C5. But then B6, and he keeps it. Okay. Well, rook here is a very natural move. He's playing my favourite move. That's not fair. And I can force him to go B6, but maybe he has to play that anyway. Okay, let's continue with rook D1. Let's go here. And I need to get ready to take here. But, I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, he's played this very cleverly. I mean, it's a closed position, but as soon as I move my D-pawn, he has access with his knight in here, so I don't know. The problem is, when I play Komodo, I'm finding that I'm playing seemingly natural moves, but I'm never sure where I'm going wrong. But okay, it's not so bad at the moment. Not so bad. Apparently he hasn't spent any time in his last 4 moves. Now, I've spent 2 minutes in my last 4 moves, and Komodo hasn't spent any time. Don't know about that, to be honest. I'm not sure about that. Okay, right. Am I starting to sound like a bad loser already? Well, you know, like I said, you've got to get your excuses in. Got to get them in. Well, now, I mean, I can't be too scared here. Yeah, he might come attacking me, but I'm trying to come down the middle. This is just like, you know, let's not be afraid. Let's come down the middle. This is what the rook belongs on D file. So let's just try to use it. Okay, he's tempting me into playing D5. No, thank you. Because then his knight becomes a very good piece. I'm wondering about this little move B6 here. What about that for a move? What about B6? This is interesting. Because if knight takes, I take on A5. If queen takes, I go bishop C3. Maybe not the way I should be playing this position, but it's very interesting. B6. B6, queen takes. Just to stop him playing B6, you see. Bishop C3, something like queen B3 would be a Komodo move. What if I go rook B1 here to try to set this up? I'm not sure what he's doing here, but again, I'm never sure what this mad computer's up to. Don't really like rook B1. It seems like doesn't seem right, does it? If I go, okay, let's have a look one more time. If I go D5, his rook comes back. I take here, king takes, then B6. If queen takes, then I have rook b1. And I can start getting some initiative. Okay, critical moment. I'm just going to think about this. Big decision to make. I don't really want to play d5 because you know, it just feels like I don't have enough open lines. But I'm a bit worried that my king could become a target after the move d5 as well. Without getting enough open lines for my rook, I might just somehow defend. So what about b6 first here? Queen takes then. No, I can't go d5. Should be good somehow for me. Just got to work out the way around this. I also have bishop a3. Is that so stupid? Tricky decision to make. So, let's just have a look again. I mean, if I was playing a human here, I'd just like probably take on c5 and something like that and just play very sensible moves, but I want to get them upmost I can from the position. Okay, let's have one more think. Really tempted with b6. I'm looking at some lines with b6, queen takes b6, and then rook b1. Very tempting me. Probably shouldn't be. Queen moves back, d5. I get the b file. If d5 takes, it gets this e5 square for his knight though. It's a big square for the knight. Big square. Well, what to do? What to do? Again, he's made my life very difficult. And bishop a3 is the simple way to play. I want to eliminate my bishop for his knight because then my king becomes a lot safer. Bishop a3, I was worried about him taking some e3 stuff. And just, I'm going to go bishop a3, I think. I don't know about b6. b6, queen takes, rook b1, queen somewhere, d5. And then rook somewhere, take here, and I've got queen here, and I take here. And I get in. b6, queen takes, rook here. Queen c7, d5. Some move, rook e7, rook e7. A take on a g7, king takes. If I check on b2, knight e5. Don't like it so much. I have one more look. If not, I'll go for bishop a3. The idea of bishop a3. I don't know what bishop a3 does. Maybe I should go for this b6 move. Or rook, do I go rook b1 first? And he's going to go b6, and I might not get another chance to play this. Excuse my thinking. So tempted to play b6 and just roll the dice with this move, you know, because I'm looking at other options. If I go bishop a3 and take here, I mean that could be very, very attractive idea as well. I think if he takes, can he generate there? He has king here and bishop h6 ideas himself, and then he has e3 coming. This is why I think it's such a critical moment. I'm just taking a bit of time because you know I play a bad move here and I lose this match. Okay, b6 is really becoming my first choice at the moment. But it does give him this big e5 square. Wow, it's a tough position to work out, yeah? I don't know if you can see the problems I'm going through at the moment, but it's just finding the right continuation here is very, very tough. Okay, what about rook c2? A nice sensible move. Okay, I'm going to go rook c2. I've wasted too much time on this move. Too much time. I needed my time to think, but I wasted too much time there thinking about b6, whether it's playable, whether it wasn't playable. So now I'm not going to get another chance to play it, you see. So this was the problem. Okay. And now I'm thinking I take here. He takes. I take here. And I try to put my queen on d5. And play like this. Rook here. Okay, look, if I'm going to win, I have to open up lines. I have to. I'm not going to win this if I don't open up lines. So it's now or never. I've got to play it now. Got to play it now. Look, I'm exchange up still. 22 each. So I spent 6 minutes on that last move. Loads of time still. And Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping his knight is incredibly strong, and of course that gives him good compensation. But I'm hoping that my play on the D file and my idea is to treble my pieces on the D file will give me, should I say, adequate counter chances for his strong knight. But maybe I missed my chance to go B6 there. I'll be interested to know afterwards if that was a possibility. But again, he's played it so cleverly. Positionally, he's played this. He's totally, you know, well, I dare say, outplaying me. I was kind of thinking if he takes on B7 here, do I go C6? I was thinking I'd probably go C6 because if I can get rid of his knight, it'd be amazing to get rid of this strong knight. But I do have the D file as compensation, so I think he will take on C5 with his knight. I will take on G7 and then move my queen to D4 or D5. And okay, if he takes on A4, I'm going to try to go Rook D2 and eventually try to win this one. But it's not the first time I've been exchange up all game, but in every game I'm pretty much an exchange up, and we know what happened in the last game. So okay, so 20. How come I got 21 minutes now? Oh, because I spent a minute on the last move. Okay, and so I don't know. Was that the right way to play? I simply don't know. Now, if knight takes here, I have another option. I can go bishop to D4 and try to get rid of his knight, try to chase this guy down. And then if he goes knight to D3, I can hopefully do some exchange sack. I'd love to do an exchange sack, just be a pawn up when he has no counterplay. Okay, so here, so bishop here, is this rubbish? Bishop here, knight takes here. Rook A2, knight here, I take. Pawn takes, I take there, should be very good. So bishop D4, interesting. Knight B3, queen C3. Bishop D4. I'd rather take this knight off. If I get rid of this knight, positionally I'm doing laughing. It's bishop D4, interesting. Take here, rook A2. Knight back, I take it. Bishop D3, knight D3. And then I go queen C2. The idea, rook takes D3. He takes on D4, I go queen takes D4. And I get ready to take on D3. Get rid of this. He has knight E5s, trying to come into F3, create some counter chances like this. Okay, bishop D4, knight D3, queen C3. Bishop takes bishop, queen takes. Knight E5, I take here. This could be a safe way to play. If I take here now, what are the other options? King takes. His knight's so strong. So bishop D4 looks to me like a good idea. Knight here, queen C3, and try to go rook takes D3. Okay, I give back the exchange, but I keep a pawn up and I keep some pressure on his position. I don't know. Takes. I'm going to have to give up. I'm going to have to... Okay, let's play it. Bishop D4. Kind of feel like when his knight sits on D3 anyway, I'm going to have to give up the exchange for this knight if I want to try to make progress anyway. So if I go bishop D4, at least now I can try. His bishop, okay, is a decent piece, but no more than that because it has no targets to attack. So his knight is a much better piece because it sits there, it attacks my weak pawns, it comes into D3, it can maybe come into F3 later on. So my figuring now is that with bishop D4, if he goes knight to D3, I go queen to C3 at a certain point. I might even have a take here and then queen to C3. But I think I go queen to C3 and I just try to go rook takes D3 when I get the opportunity. And if he takes there, then queen takes there. Okay, he can come back again and we get similar position, which is annoying. But I got rook D2. He takes on a4. Okay, he's going to take this one. Well, now pawn takes must be played. Knight d3, queen e3. If he takes here, I come back here. Pawn takes kicks his knight away. It gives his knight bad squares. Have to go pawn takes if I want to. Okay, have to go pawn takes. Gaining back some squares, but closing up my rook. So gaining back some squares, closing up my rook though. If queen takes is played there, well, he could take that pawn probably, but I didn't really think I had enough pressure on the d file to win. I need to now concentrate on playing the c5 break. Even if it means sacking a pawn, I need to concentrate on playing c5. Okay, I thought he might come up with some mischief like this, with the idea of knight e4 at some point. Well, I'm going to take that one. I'm not gonna wet my pants yet. Ugh. What have I missed? Okay, I kind of saw this idea of putting his knight on e4 and trying to get compensation like this. Again, you see this computer. He plays very practical chess. You know, he's not afraid to sacrifice, and he's now I'm a pawn and exchange up unless I'm missing something nasty. So I've got 19 minutes left. Come on. So knight to e4. I guess this is his plan, to sit his knight here. Queen e2, and then I got try to. Surely I'm controlling most things after rook f1, and I want to play c5. c5. I've got to crash that move out at some point to bust through, to break through. I've got a pawn and an exchange. He's doing a positional sacrifice, or am I missing some tactic that I just haven't seen? I mean, why should a tactic work here? My king is not so weak. My pieces are covering everything. This doesn't seem like such a bad position to me. And if he takes on a4, I just go rook a2, just winning his knight. So he has to go knight e4. Okay, he's played knight e4. Now, if queen here, does queen over here help? Does queen over here help? If he goes rook here, I'm always going rook f1. And I want to have rook f1 available. I don't want to go queen e1 because of rook here. So queen e2 has to be the correct option here. So let's play this without too much hesitation. And now I want to go rook f1, or in some cases c5. c5 is the move I really very eager to play, because I need to get a passed pawn on the queen side. If I can get passed pawn on the queen side, then I can win this game. So, and that's what we want. That's what we want. Sorry about the singing. Okay. So he's done this positional pawn sack. Right, well, we're going for it. We'll keep trying in this tough position. Tough position here. Both of us. And he's just relying on this compensation, isn't he? I think what Komodo's saying is, look at my knight, Simon. Look at my knight. That is one big knight. You're never going to get rid of that. That knight's going to sit there forever. Yes, Komodo, you have a knight on e4. I have a rook, an extra rook, on d1. So you can take your knight, and you know where you can put it, Komodo. You can put it where the sun does not shine. Okay. Right. So, of course, he is trying to now. If he takes that one, then I'm in trouble. It's a very, very interesting idea that he came up with. I have to give, you know. Do I just go rook e1 and make sure disaster doesn't happen here? Or can I? Can I play c5? Move, I want to play c5. Come on. I want to win, I've got to play c5. D takes c5, then d6. I get passed pawn like this. Or do I take knight takes c5? Do I have anything there? No. And if here, pawn takes here. Rook f6. do I just play rook e1 now just to try to... Very hard to break through here. Very interesting idea that obviously Komodo's come up with. Positional sacrifice. You just wouldn't see this in the old days of chess, you know. 19 minutes, got bit quick. Takes. I want to sack a pawn here to get a pass pawn. But it's nice, beautiful. Very similar to the last game I had, isn't it? Where the nasty computer beat me. Alright, I'm going to go rook e1. Rook e1. Let's not do anything stupid. Rook e1 just to overprotect this one, and I'm trying to work out my plan though. This is the problem. If I don't go c5, what do I do? Great play from Komodo. But I don't want to allow him to get a position where I can't do anything. That would also be very painful to play. I need to try to stop his 17 minutes as well. We know what happened in the last game as soon as I got shorter time. It was very uncomfortable. Okay. And if I can't play c5, I can never break with c5. How am I going to break? How do I do this? Okay, you can see his plan is to sit there. So I think I need to do some rearranging in my rooks. Rook here, rook here, rook here. This kind of a rearrangement. Now my rook's not good there. I'm going to play this automatically. Yeah, play this one. Point is, I feel that I want to try to put my rooks somewhere like this. One on f1, one on e1. Still don't see how I'm going to break though. Well, I mean, I wanted to go rook f1. He's going to... I mean, if I force him to play f5, I think that's a concession. That I want him to play f5. Because if he plays f5, then my queen can start wriggling in and he doesn't have rook f6 anymore. And the move rook f6 in these types of positions is quite frustrating to me. So I'm trying to... I want him to play f5. And of course, I'm still pushing for a win, I feel, in this position. Or I should be. I'm exchanging a pawn up. But Komodo has a grip and my time is getting short in this position. So that's the problem. All on this game. And there's no draw offers going to be given here for either of us, I'm sure. Okay. So, if rook here and he moves his knight somewhere, knight g5, then my other rook comes to e1, and I've gained a little bit of... I've got a half open line there for my rook. I've got 15 minutes. I really don't understand this time situation. Am I really spending this long? Maybe. 16 minutes, okay. I don't understand the time. Okay, it's because I'm talking and playing so much. The time just slips through my fingers. It just seems to disappear. Okay, he's going here. He's not doing anything. I don't think. Well, I've been wrong before. And I could go queen f3 first. Knight here. Queen. Or could go here first. Does he have a good knight jump? Knight here again. Then rook here. I'm going to go rook here. God, I'm going to play quick now because this is my idea. Put one rook here. Put one rook on e1. Try to force him at some point to play f5 because I think that helps my position somehow. So, but I don't want to get shorter time as I got in the last game because that destroyed me in the last game. I don't want to play d5, of course, because I give away the c5 square. And at some point, I always want to have the c5 break. This is my break that's going to, well, I hope, win me the game. c5 is my game winner, I'm hoping. Now, I don't know if I make any progress here, because even if I go rook here, what am I doing next? I don't know what I'm doing next. So I'm just trying to improve my pieces at the moment. Can I bring my king over here? No, because this is weak over there as well. He's got a kind of a fortress position. Very hard to break down. Can I ever get this c5 move to work? Pawn takes, knight takes. Can I get it to work? Should I be trying to go rook f4 and rook f1, play like this, trying to get some play on the f-file? g5, I'm not concerned. If it's knight, okay, he comes back, he's sitting here, he's not doing anything. He's happy to try to have a draw, I guess. We don't want any of that. Rook f4. Am I going to fall into something? Rook f4 and rook here. Trying to force him to play f5. Do I want to play f5 even? I have my doubts now. Rook f4. Any knight jumps I have to be fearful of? No, let's play it. Rook f4. I think. Let's play rook f4. Okay. And we don't want to repeat, obviously, because then the game will end in a draw. And we want to beat this. We want to beat this thing. Rook f4, and I want to go rook f1, and I want to somehow force him to go f5. And then once he's played f5, I'm hoping that will create some weaknesses against his king, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Very hard to break him down, and anything can go wrong at any moment. Oh. And I'm cream crackered. So 15 minutes remaining. 15. Ugh. Give me another half an hour, please, boss. Give me another half an hour. You know, we've seen what happens when I get short time. You can already see the coffee and the time. It's getting jittery. I'm getting jittery. Okay, so let's just keep it under control. Keep it under control. Use the force, Simon. Okay, now, so he's gone f5. So I've made him play this. Whether I really wanted to play that or not, I'm going to have to wait and see. Okay, my rook's no longer good here. I'm now going to move it back and try to get my queen to f4. I don't have to worry about rook f6 in these positions. Watch out for knight d2. If here, knight here, rook e1 should be alright. So now I'm going to move it back. So rook here. Looks like the right plan to play. And I'm hoping somehow to now eventually creep my queen in, which I think, I'm kind of hoping later on this move f4 will weaken his king as well. When I break and my rook gets in the game. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even consider rook takes f5 there. It's just I'm not really going to consider tactics because I know Komodo's not going to let me have any. That's why I'm not really considering them. Now I really want to play c5. Is it now getting to the right time to play this? Takes, knight takes. How does that help me? It doesn't. My e3 pawn is very weak. So how am I getting to play queen f3 and queen f4? How do I arrange this and how does that help me? Okay, he's gone king here. Oh, come on, Komodo. I know what you're doing. You're doing nothing. Nothing. Right, he's sitting there. So, c5. I need to arrange the c5 move. Queen d3, c5. Takes. Okay, how about go queen here? That's interesting. Now I've weakened his back rank. But if my queen comes that way, his queen comes into g5. Queen here, knight here. Do not do that. Horror if I do that. Queen d3, queen g5. Am I worried about his queen there? Is it doing anything? Go c5. Queen d3. I want to go queen d3, c5. It's my blast. Takes. If he takes for the b pawn, I get past one. If he takes for the knight, I'm hoping I can't even swap off like this. I want to break free. Okay, how do I break free? Let's go queen d3 first, because I can't see how I get it to f4. So I'm going to go queen d3. With the idea at some point, if I can get the d file open, I might have to gambit a pawn give back a pawn, but then I'm hoping my pieces can flood in on the d file. I can win the b6 pawn and win the ending with my b pawn. This is my idea. 15 minutes to 18. 13 minutes. It just goes so quick. It's the story of our lives, isn't it? Story of our lives. We can't just sit here and do nothing. We've got to win this game. Got to try. It'd be pathetic to have a draw. Pathetic. Okay. So, my idea is the c5. It has to be c5. Only way I'm going to win this one. Takes. Now, pawn takes. I've got to pass b pawn. If knight takes. Now he's opened his king a little bit. Does this help me? Well, if my rook's here, but then he comes queen g5s. I don't really want to move this rook away and allow the queen in. So maybe my rook should be on d1. Then if I go c5, I don't need it on c5 for this break. I need it on d1 because when I go c5 and take, I need my rook on this file. So this is what I'm going to try to do. Rook d1 and c5. Pawn takes, and if knight takes, something like queen d8. Give up a couple of pawns, try to get to an ending, and try to win this endgame position. Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to win that because I drop a4. So this is not going to be winnable. Okay. 13.5 minutes left, so I just have to remember this. So, but I really think c5 is the only move that's going to win this game for me. So I'm just trying to make it work now at the right time. Okay, he's come in. Now, I'm hoping c5 is working, but if he's played it, it probably isn't working. Shall I play it anyway and just like worry about it later? It'd be ridiculous to do that. Okay. He wants to push this as well, so I can't just sit here and do nothing. If here and here, no, I've got to go c5 surely. I've got to make it work though. I'm trying to make it work. I can't get it to work at the moment. I think I maybe should just sacrifice this pawn anyway to open up some lines. You know, I'm thinking that this might be the correct way to continue whatever. Now, I don't want to allow him to go here and here and start getting the initiative, so maybe I have to do it now. If he goes h4, h3, then I start defending. We know what happens when this occurs. I mean, I could put my rook on f3 and sit there, but nah. c5 takes, knight takes. Queen d4, check. King h7. I'm dropping this one as well, so I need... How does that actually help though? Can't see how it helps. This is a problem. I'm going to play it and just worry about it in a minute. Such a GM way of thinking. Yeah, look, to hell with it. I'm just going to play it. I mean, it's if I'm going to win, then I need to play this at some point. And I don't know if this is the correct time to play it. It could lose a lot of my advantage, but, you know. This is it's been done now, and it's the only way I'm going to win, by playing that move at some point. So let's do it now. I mean, I probably should have prepared that move more, but okay. I mean, let's, because now this one's weak as well. Bit too risky, that move. Bit silly. Silly way to play, actually. But I've done it. So if I check and go Queen F4 when his knight comes here, then try to get my rooks in. Okay, so here, if D5, this is the other option, D5, Rook D6. Nope, I need to keep lines open, so I'm going to take here. And try to get my pieces in now. And you see, I mean, luckily he's played this F5 move, and this gives me these tactical chances to at some point make things work. So knight takes C5. What if I take the knight? Can I get this to work? Pawn takes. Do I have any tricks then with some B6 moves? Just trying to go for it. Rook takes B6. I check here. King H6. Nothing. So knight C5. I mean, knight C5. I was thinking about checking here, obviously, and then trying to find a good solution in that position. Like something like H4 was at the back of my mind. Or even taking here, but that's not going to be easy to win. My B pawn should be stronger though, so I don't know. I kind of think that if I'm going to win this game, I had to play this move C5. I mean, everything else just didn't seem to be winning. So, I mean, it's a great way to lose the game as well. But, you know, I had to open up some lines. It's pretty much forced. So I'm going to check him now. This has to be the correct way to play. And because, I mean, it's worth sacking a pawn, I think, in some lines to get open, you know, some positions to get open lines for my rooks. And this is just the whole point in this sacrifice. I don't think I was going to win by not sacrificing a pawn. Now, king here is the move I've got to expect from my opponent. Unfortunately, the move rook takes c5, queen d7 doesn't work because he blocks this square. Now, what am I doing next? I could, of course, just go rook f3. I kind of feel like I should keep sacking. Maybe another sack on c5. I'm thinking like maybe I can just sack this one. Look, just keep playing. If he takes here, he's gone this way. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. Now, do I take on c5? Takes, check, takes, rook takes here. Should be a very promising ending. Takes, queen takes, rook takes here. If queen takes, I take and I get my rook behind the passed pawn, and it should be good, but I don't need to do this. 11 minutes 22. And was e4 ever a move here? Rook takes e4. Giving up more material, I am. I think this could be a way to play. You know, just take this knight off the board and play like this. Get rid of this knight so I can just rely on my b pawn to try and win the game, because this king is weak and my b pawn is strong. This could be the way to try play this, you know, but it's very risky because now it's equal material then. Takes. What else do I have? I'm thinking e4 is interesting. He has to go rook takes e4. And then queen d5 check. And his king is very weak again. But does that matter? Time situation. I don't want to allow him to start maneuvering his pieces back around. I think it's time to take on c5. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm doing it. Good or bad, it's done. I don't know. And I'm relying on my b pawn to try and win the game. And at least now I can play quickly. The ending, if he takes and takes on e3 and everything comes off, I put my rook behind the pawn. And I'm hoping I haven't miscalculated that one. I'm hoping that is good for me, but you know, we don't know. So I might have had a much stronger move than this, but I mean, e4 was the way I was thinking could have tried to use the positioning. Maybe I should have taken a bit more time there, but it's done now anyway. And the point is, if pawn takes, queen takes, rook takes e3, I'm going b6, and I'm just relying on my b pawn. So I've got 9 minutes left. Okay, I have to take this one. This is my plan. And I'm relying on b pawn to try and do the job here. But at the moment, I'm 1 pawn up, and who knows if this is going to last. If he goes rook takes here, I just push, I think. Just push the pawn. Push, push, push. He can go rook e2, but then I have checks. His king is very exposed. You see how the move f5 has helped me gain some kind of initiative here. So I must be better still. Now, queen takes e3. I take the queens off, and I go rook b1. Rook e4, b6. Then if king comes across, b6. Rook here, b6. Rook b7. And then my king comes. King e6, king f3, king here, king f4, king c6, king g5. Rook takes b6. Rook. King takes b6, king takes g5, king c5, king h5, king b4, king g5, king takes here, and I queen first. So that should be a good ending if my this rook behind a passed pawn is known to be a good ending. So this is what I'm going for here. So what I'm trying. Let's keep it up. So. And I have a plan, and the plan is get my Bertie to Bertie 8. Go, Bertie! Go! Okay, and this is my plan. Now, I mean, rook takes e3. It just feels that his rook's very exposed. I wouldn't be surprised if I can win the rook somehow. You know, like, what about queen here check at some point and try to get, and I can start an attack, or even rook d1 and just come on, just have it. No, I'm not going to risk it. If he takes here with the rook, I use my b pawn. I simply push the pawn. Don't overcomplicate. Push the b pawn. So this is the way we're doing it. And I think, like I say, if I want to win this game, and I do, I want to win the game, we don't want to draw. If we lose in style. The only way I was going to win was by doing a pawn sack and then by sacking the exchange. Every other way, it wasn't working. So I have to take some risks in order to win. So it's the only way. And just got to avoid messing this up now. Do not screw this up, Simon, or you will kick yourself all night long. I mean, okay. I mean, I might have had a bigger advantage earlier on, but at least the position is simplifying to something that I can try to win. Now, should he go even? Is queen d8 is very passive. Then I'm just a pawn up. And I can always try to just exchange queens. And at least the way I've played this, I've stopped him gaining any slow initiative with an attack against my king. I've taken the bull by its horns, and I haven't. One thing in chess, I mean, look, it's a lot about energy when you're playing your opponent. If you let your opponent have all the fun in the game, you're more likely to crack up, as I did in the last game at the end. I let Komodo take control and come at me. And when Komodo did that, I lost a lot of the... I cracked up. So in this game, I want to be the person taking the game to my opponent. So that's what I'm trying to do now, basically, and that's what we're gonna try to do. Whether it works or not, we'll see. So I'm just relying on Bertie the bee pawn to run home. Go, Bertie! And some endgame technique. So he's going for an endgame. Unbelievable decision, that. Because I can take, king takes, rook here, king here, b6, king here, check. Oof. Wow, unbelievable. He's going for the ending. Now, do I go rook here first? No, because he takes here. Let's take the queens off. I've got a pawn up. Come on. So king takes, rook behind the pawn. Because if he takes, I go here. And then he can't get back in time. But if he goes king here, I go b6, king here, b7, king b8, king f2, rook here, and he picks up this pawn. So this is his idea. King takes. Alright, need some very good technique here. A rook here, he moves his king. This is his idea. Here, here. Rook b5 then. King here takes. Pawn up and an ending. Is it enough to win? I doubt it. But rooks need to be behind passed pawns in these positions. Rook here, he would take and come behind. Then I can check and take here. Or I can check and come here. If I go rook here and I win this pawn. So if I go here, he goes king here. So what's this like? King here. King here, rook here. b6, king here. Check, king d6. Takes. I need to start taking these ones. If I want to win this game, which I do, I don't know if rook b1's the best move. Rook b1 or rook c1, endgame technique. Now rook d1 as well. No, this is no good. Takes. Okay, so rook c1 or rook b1, and after this I'm just going to speed up massively. I'm going to go for rook b1, rook behind the passed pawn. Rook c1 might have been better, but rook b1 follows principles of endings, which is rook behind your passed pawn. And this is probably quite a safe way to play, because I can go b6 and I can go rook here at the right moment, I'm hoping. So king here, b6, king here, rook b5. He can't take there because I'm hoping he can't, because I take here. Then rook here. That'd be annoying. At least his king is far away. Okay, so king here, rook here. Okay, I'm going to go b6. Okay, I'm going to play quick. b6. So king here. I'm going to try to force his king as far away as I possibly can. Problem is, if I go king f2, he goes rook e4. I'm going to go rook b5. So king c8, rook b5. And then he can take this pawn, and I take here. He goes here somehow. Somehow, this has gone a little bit funny. Maybe I'm... But at least I forced his king over here, because at some point to win, my king has to come this way. And I'm hoping by that stage, I've pushed his king too far away over there. I'm hoping. That's the idea. But maybe I miscalculated this because I forgot he could take on e3. After king c8, rook b5. Yeah, rook takes e3, take here. I have rook b5. Takes, king here, king here. King takes, king here, king takes here, here. If he goes g5, I have h4. I like it, so I'm going to go here. This is the way to play. 8 minutes left. And yeah, if rook takes e3, I take here. Rook b3, rook b5. He takes on b5, pawn takes b5. King b7, king f2, king b6, king f3. g5, h4. Pawn takes h4, king f4. King takes b5, king takes f5, king c5, king g5, h3. Pawn takes h3 and it's a draw. Okay, well, let's keep trying. We just have to do our best in this position. This is I think. I mean, the other way I could try to play, I could have tried to get my rook around this way, but I don't know. It didn't look so good now, and I've only got 8 minutes left. So, okay, so he's gone here, and now I have to go here. King f3. And try to win this one. Try to win this rook and pawn ending. I'm hoping it's very good chances to win because my opponent's king is over here. If his king was over here somehow, he might be able. He'd have good chances to draw. But he still has good chances to draw. I mean, come on. I mean, like, this guy has probably got table base and he's Houdini. He's worked out everything to move 540. And he's playing against me, who is not a well-known ending player. But I'm coming at you, Houdini. Coming at you. Did I say Houdini? Sorry, Komodo. Houdini's that derelict computer that has been binned years ago. This is the new man of the house. But I'm just going to play natural moves and hope. Okay, so first of all, can I take that? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not going to take it. I'm taking this one. I'm not even going to consider the king and pawn ending. I've got to take this pawn. And the way I'm hoping it's winning is because the king is so far away. But, of course, this might not be enough. Now, do I fix his pawns with h4 first? Not at the moment because he can't go g5. So pawn up, check, okay. So, of course, I come up to f3. And it's the only... And he puts his rook behind. Of course, he puts his rook behind. Now, the second best position for your rook is next to the passed pawn. I'll probably go h4 then. Probably go h4. Try to play it like that. But there might be other options. So I've got to be careful how I play this. Got to be very accurate. If I go here, he goes here, I check. Because if I go here, he takes. Then g3. He's going to draw that one. You need to be accurate. 8 minutes left. So if I take here, I get my rook to d4. I go here, my king comes in this way. Can I win that one? Maybe. Okay, let's play h4. h4 played. Fixing his pawns over here, and I'm hoping that I will get a chance to come in and grab his pawns with my king. And to take the ending like this. This is what I hope. But I've got 8 minutes left, so it's going to have to be... tough. Well, and you can see I'm getting more pumped as it goes on, but I mean, against a human, I mean, most GMs I'd be very confident here, but I know these computers just play so accurately in the ending, and again, one mistake by me and I don't win the ending. So this is the issue. Now king b6, I could go rook here, king b7, then might help him. So king b6, rook here, king b7. If I go rook here, he takes this one. If I take here, he takes here. Well, I'm going to repeat once, I think, just to show him who's boss, and to gain a little bit of time. I've got 7 minutes, so I've got to move quick here. If I lose some time, it's so embarrassing. So, just going to try to repeat the position once. If I can, repeat the position. I want to get my pawn to g3. If my pawn was on g3 here, it would be probably an easy win. Okay, so I'm repeating once, show him who's boss. Yes, I am the boss, Komodo, in this game. You're not boss. And to gain a little bit of time on the clock as well. And of course, we're not playing for a draw though. And the next way I'm going to try to win this is by checking and putting my rook next to my pawn. Again, I don't know technically if this is a win or a draw. So we'll soon find out. Okay, so I'm just doing this. It's a very human way to play to gain a little bit of time on the clock and to just to keep the pressure up against him. So 7 minutes against 9 apparently. I mean, this is why I can't spend longer than like 30 seconds a move. But luckily my position is not impossible to play. And he's taken a lot of time on this move. So is there any other ideas? Rook e5 takes g3, rook g4. This is an easy draw. Probably an easy draw. Well, I got e4 there, but it's interesting. Here, rook e5, rook takes here, g3. Very interesting. Rook g4, e4. e4. And if pawn takes, rook takes e4 with a winning king and pawn ending. So king here, rook e5 takes g3, threatening to take this one. And to take his pawns. Rook e5 takes g3, rook e4, here e4, king here, takes on f5. Is that winning? Is that winning? Risky way to play it though. I don't want to spend too long here. Okay, I don't know. Was that winning? I mean, I was looking at rook e5 in the last position, allowing him to take on a4, and then going simply g3 with the idea of rook here check and taking here. And if rook g4, e4, I don't know. I mean, that could well have been a winning position, but with 7 minutes, I can't afford to spend too long. So I'm just going to play in a very simple way of putting my rook next to the passed pawn. I have 6 minutes left now. So I want to put my rook next to the pawn, and my way I'm going to try to win this, okay, let's play quickly, is to go g3, put my rook on, whoa, what happened there? Okay, let's not do a blunt mouse slip now, it'll be horrible. So I'm going to try to go g3, and I'm going to try to come in and take this pawn, but then he takes my pawn on g3, but then I win another pawn. So this is the way I'm going to attempt to win this. So rook d4, first of all, cutting off his king from its access to my pawns. So this is stage 1 of this ending, cutting his king off. And now I can go g3, king here, and he will try at some point to play, well, rook g2 maybe is his only move, but rook g2, then I push my pawn. How do I win? The other idea, well, when he does that, my rook can come around like this, and I come back around. So I've shut his king out of the game. So good. I'm going to have to show some brilliant technique to win this one, and the pressure is on. 7 minutes to 8 minutes as well. So the heat is on. Do 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 do, and the heat is on. Okay, right. Enough singing, because I can't sing to save my life. Okay. Got to go forwards, haven't I? If I want to win, I've got to go forwards. Then he's going to check me king here. Now g3. I'm never going to win if I go g3, am I? Check here, here. Well, I get 2 pawns because g3 first. No, I've got to play quick, so I'm just going to move my king up. I haven't got time to mess about here. No time to think too much. I've got to just play quickly and naturally. 7 minutes left. And I just got to try to come and take his pawns and my king. This is what I'm going to try to do. And no time for flashiness. Just take his pawns. And 7 minutes to 8 minutes. Whoa! It's been a long day of chess. Oh. It's kind of one of those positions where I could just drop my rook, you know, and pass out somewhere. So that would be most upsetting. Well, I mean, I really, one thing is for sure, I feel a bit better now because I really should not lose. Keep your mouth shut, Simon. Keep your mouth shut. I was going to say I should not lose this position. Okay. 6.5 minutes. I couldn't have spent half a minute on that last move. I don't understand. Look, I get increment every move. And that move, I definitely did not spend longer than 15 seconds. So, certainly not. Okay. Now, if he moves his rook here, goes this way. Yes, 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 yes. How do I win this? That's a good move that I failed to see. Of course, rook a3. How do I win this? King here takes. Move the rook, he takes and checks me here. Has he somehow got a draw? Come on, I can't draw this position. Ridiculous. Can't move. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and hope I can find a way through here. I can't see a way through. That's silly. Maybe I should have gone for that other line I saw. How do I win this position, actually? I've just realised that he may have just got blockade. Because I can't push, I can't do much here. Move my rook, he takes here. I'll come behind, he just comes here. Forgot about this rook a3 move. Very crafty move. And what else do I do? Oh dear. I can't say I'm going to win this one, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to have to play moves quickly just to try to gain some time. Yeah, he's silly of me. I should have gone for that first line I thought. I think, you know, this is all of a sudden. I didn't realise he had rook a3. I missed this thing, and I find it very hard to get my king in because of my split pawns. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is going to help. 5 minutes left. So rook here. How am I going to try to win? Can I bring my king across? It's very risky to try to win like at all costs, isn't it? And to lose the match by pushing too much. But well, maybe I will do that. Okay, can I go e4? Can I go e4? If I don't go e4, e4, check. King f2, takes here, takes here, draw. I can't believe this. I think it's a draw. I can't see a way to do anything. If I come over here, my king, he takes this pawn. I could lose this position. Ah. e4 check. Here, of course. What if I put my king here and go e4? It still takes here. Takes. Ah. Can't believe he held this ending. I think I'm gonna have to offer him a draw at some point. I just can't see how I'm gonna get through. And with my time so low, with 4 minutes, I might just have to take the draw. Can't see it. Check. If I come here, he goes rook here. And I can't lose this pawn, can I? Can I really try to play for a win in that position? Not with my lack of time. Rook here. His king's too near my pawn, you know? Well, I could try, but I mean, I could lose that. And that would be really annoying to lose this one. And it's very risky to play in that way. So, let's see if I can play on. Anyhow, need to think quick. Thanks. Well, I mean, even if I bring my king to d3, he just keeps checking me. Like this. Check. Here, check here. There. So, what, rook back? Can I forgot here. Okay, let's just try that one more time. So, rook here, rook d4. Rook a2, king here, rook a3. Can I win there? Let's see how. I think I missed the chance, you know. I think I missed my chance at one stage, you know. I think this is now a draw, but I'll just see. It's not like the computer's going to make a mistake. I'm sure if the computer was white here, he'd find a way, but I'm really struggling to find a way through this position. I can't see. I might have to just call it a night and have a nice glass of whiskey soon. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like cream cracking. I'm knackered. I'm like, ugh. Oh, what about this move? What about if I do that move? Where's my rook? Where's my king? I think it might be time for a whiskey drink. I mean, it's now 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. in England, and I've it's hard work. So I'm just going to see. I mean, I think it's looking like going to be a draw match. But just have one more think and then I'll see. So rook a3, rook rook a1, rook d4. I mean, there's no way he can try to win this. It'd be crazy for him to do that. He's pawn down. I mean, it's ridiculous for him to win this one. Well, I mean, it's a fighting game. I mean, at least I can take that away. And at least I had some sacrificial fun as well. Rook here. Can I go e4? No, because check. What was I thinking? Here. Sorry, rook here. Here. Oh, he checks. King e2 takes here. And there's nothing there, no? If I take here, he takes here. If I take here, he takes here. I could lose that king and pawn ending. No. Rook d4. Rook a2. Otherwise he gets in zugzwang. Okay, let's try that one more time just to see if anything improves for me. And this is the only way I can try to win. My rook on f4 is useless. So let's see. Rook a2, king f4, rook a3. This move I forgot about. Keeping my king tied up. And if my king moves, he takes on e3. King here, he takes on a3 and he attacks my rook. This is the annoying thing. And then if my rook moves, he takes on g3. And if here, rook a3, my rook moves, he takes on a4 check. Unbelievable. So rook a2, king f4, rook a3. Anything there at all I can do. I haven't got many moves. If it was black's move there, I think it might nearly be zugzwang and I might be winning. Maybe, but even then it's not clear. Oh, very good endgame play. Just try one more time, see if there's anything. I can't see it. I can't see it. I cannot see it. So I think I'm going to have to offer a draw. He's lost 2 minutes. I can try hustling him on time, but I'm not even sure how to make progress after rook a3. Should I roll the dice and gamble and probably lose? I'd love to try. I just can't see how. I can't see how I can do something here. Rook a3, rook here. He takes here with check. King here. He goes rook g4 check. And then he's a pawn up all of a sudden. Rook a3. Great defensive idea. And then I don't have any moves, do I? If I move my king, he takes here. Have I got g4? Is that just too much? It looks a bit too much to me. I'm just waiting to see what he's going to move. Rook a3. What? Okay, look, I'm going to offer you a draw, Komodo, because I can't see. I mean, there might be a way, but I can't see it. So, and I expect you'll probably take the draw. Be a bit cheeky if you try to play on in this position. So I'm going king f3 and offering a draw because I just can't see all the way through. Maybe you can tell me. So hopefully you'll take the draw. Very well defended, Komodo. It's an exciting game. Shake your hand. Good match. That was a good match. I enjoyed the match. I should have had you there, Komodo. I had you on the edge. I mean, that rook and pawn ending. Oh, dear. I mean, I'll tell you what I was thinking. I mean, what I was thinking. I'm just going to... Okay, before we get going, I'm just going to... I haven't been looking at the TV chat, so I'm going to bring up the TV chat now so I can see what everyone's saying there. So I'll just bring that up. I'll tell you my thoughts on this game. Maybe Larry, who's in charge of Komodo, can tell me where I went wrong. I'll tell you what I thought I should have done. It was actually just a couple of moves ago when I was doing humming and hawing. I'll show you now before I bring up the chat. It was around this position here that I played rook b5. But instead, what if I'd have played this move, rook e5? I saw this as well. And the point is, you have to take here, and now my idea is g3. And this is, I saw this. And if I can take this pawn, I have winning position because then your h pawn drops. And my point is, if you go rook g4, what about e4 here? Can I play e4? Isn't this winning? This is what about this, Larry? This is what I saw as a good winning chance. Because the point is, if you take on e4, I go rook takes e4, I force a king and pawn ending, which should be winning. So what would Komodo do against this plan of rook e5? I mean, I had some great chances. Okay, well let me bring up the TV chat now. So just bear with me. It was a great match. Well, I say great match. I mean, it was, when I say great match, I mean it was really, really tough match for me, that, because there was, you know, I struggled and tried to keep fighting there, but I missed a lot of chances in a lot of the games. It was a close fought match. I think that was a good game. That was not a bad game, that one. At least we try to win. At least we try to go for it there. But where should I have won? I mean, it's easy to say. Okay, so I've brought up the chat now. So, and we can now see just how strong this computer is at every area of the game. I mean, not just this area, but every area. Incredibly strong, you know, at every area of the game. So well done, Komodo, has to be proud. But I was thinking, what about if I'd have played this rook e5 move? Maybe this is the way I should have played. I mean, this is what my secondary thought was. How can Komodo draw this? Larry's saying that my move h4 threw away most winning chances, so it's quite possible. Again, h4 in this position. Let's just go back. h4 seems like such a natural move to play, doesn't it? I mean, seems like such a normal, natural move to play in this kind of ending, fixing his pawns. And now I'm just wondering here, what about rook e5? This is the other option I wanted to play, rook e5. When it looks to me that black is forced to go rook takes a4, and after rook takes a4, now if I take this pawn on g6, he takes my pawn on h4, and I have no winning chances. So what about g3? And again, now my idea is just to take his pawn. Isn't this very close to winning if I take this pawn? Because how does he defend this pawn? Maybe he just goes rook a8. Oh no, because it's check. It's check. That's the whole point. You can tell I'm absolutely shattered here. Absolutely shattered in this position. I mean, and the point is, if he goes rook g4, then I play e4 here, and I think this should be a winning position because I'm gonna win a lot of his pawns. His king's too far away. Alexander Lenderman saying e4 is bad here. Am I missing something? It's quite possible I'm missing something. Hello, Alex. Nice to have you join us. So if you go here, okay, Alex, if I in this position maybe. Okay, so I take on f5. Is this the position you mean? Maybe this is the position. So Alex is looking at this game. And nice to have you join us, Alex. A pleasure to have you here. E4 was bad, king c7, and I think he defends. Okay, e4 in the final position. King c7 before rook g4. Okay, of course, because this position would be losing. So here, okay, so king c7 here. Okay, I see. Okay, sorry, Alex. Yeah, I see it. And then if I go rook here, now you play rook g4. Yeah, I see. And if I go e4, then king d7 or something should hold. I see. Well, look, it was a fun match. I had some chances. They're a very tricky ending to win. I mean, the only other thought I had in the ending as well is when I played the natural rook b1 move, you could see that my thought process here, rook b1 looks like a very normal way to play. And what about if I play... rook takes e4 in that last line. You can see my brain's gone. My brain's gone, Alex. It was another way I could try to win this. Instead of going rook b1, could I have tried... The only other thing I was thinking, if I go rook c1 here. And, of course, it's a win for white, but it's a very hard win. With a bit more time, I might have done this. And the point is, if rook c1, if he now takes here, then I simply check and I go and grab this pawn. I have two connected passed pawns. Which is going to be winning. So rook c1 was my other fault. When I got a little bit put off if he plays something like king d7, and I couldn't quite see the idea. And the point is, if I go king f2, maybe this was the way, because I was thinking rook e4, now I go rook c6, and if I can start taking these pawns over here, then again I have excellent winning chances. So, of course, that's one for Yermolevsky, I think. That's Yermolevsky in his endgame manual might be able to help us out there and tell me, give me a good lesson, because he is the master of endings. and hopefully you can help us out there, and let me know. But look, it was a tough match. I'm only human. I'm not the Komodo dragon. It was a lot of fun. Alex, you have to remember I had a lot better starting odds than you. Alex said he lost the match 1-5. Yes, you did, but my odds in this match were a lot better. I had the exchange up, and I had yesterday a very nice starting position. But anyway, 2-2 in the match against the computer, and well, I can be happy with that. I will just give people access to the board on chess.com, so people can now play the moves as such if they want to mess about that ending. And look, that's me done now, and I'm going to wish you all good night, because it's nearly half past 11 in England at night time, and I'm going to have myself a nice little whiskey, and then I'm going to pass out and sleep. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye, and I will see you another time. Bye.